Hey guys, so you're thinking about buying a reformer for your house. Awesome. The great news is they are finally affordable for the majority of people. Many years ago, when I first started teaching, most people would never even consider bringing these home because they were around $5,000 to $7,000. Well, now they've made these home units that are reasonably priced, meaning $250 to $450, which a lot of people can afford. So if you can, and you're brand new to Pilates, I would suggest you try one of these. Now, if you have tons and tons of money, yes, go get yourself a commercial unit because they are also awesome. But I want to show people the difference between the two so that you can make an informed decision. No workout today, just frequently asked questions that I get from people before they want to make this important decision. First thing I want to talk to you about is cost. So I sort of mentioned the difference in the pricing, but in regards to that price, what are you getting for a $5,000 unit? Well, you're getting one that's much heavier, one that's going to last probably forever. I've had reformers in my world for 25 years with clients using them every single day, and they are still in tip-top shape. So that's what's going to happen with one of the more expensive units. However, you're not going to be using the reformer all day long. You're going to be using it at home, possibly once a day, possibly once a week. So if you're new to reformer or you don't think you're going to use it very much, I recommend starting out with one of these. One, they're cheaper. Two, they fold. So you can actually fold these even though they're kind of heavy. So it's not like something you want to fold up every single day, but you could fold these up and toss them under your bed. The commercial units, not so much. They're pretty heavy and the wooden ones are super heavy. So that's another thing. Think about wooden versus not wooden. The wooden ones, you need two people minimum to carry around and or transfer versus this, a little bit cumbersome once you fold it in half, but you could do this by yourself. Two people, easy breezy. Another thing I want to talk about is the springs. So in a commercial unit, you've got your springs in the front. With the commercial units, with the exception of the Grots, all the other companies, Balance Body, Stott, Peak, etc., have colored springs. So a lot of people say, what's the difference between the colored springs? Well, just to confuse you, the home units don't have any of the colored springs. From what I've seen, the majority of them, they're all the same color, which means they're all the same tension. If you go to a commercial unit, meaning Peak, Balance, etc., they have colored. Each color is a different tension, meaning on a Balance Body, the green is the heaviest. So if you pull on that spring, it's pretty heavy. And if you go to the yellow, it's pretty light. But to confuse you even more, if you go to Peak machines, their spring colors are completely different. So as instructors, when we teach at different studios, we have to learn what machine are we on and what spring load. So when you're at home buying either the commercial unit or one of these home units, you're going to have to just sort of feel out the spring tension and decide on your own. Another thing that's different about the commercial units is you get 5 springs. These seem to come with 4 springs. However, they also come with bands, which is different from a commercial unit. These have bands right in the front. Let me show you this one. I already have it attached. See this guy? You've got colored bands that add to the tension. So there's red, yellow, etc. down there. So it's kind of a new addition to any reformer that I've ever seen. And I've never seen a commercial with anything like that. That's pretty cool. And that can help you get used to different tensions as you're learning how to use your reformer. Next thing, the length of the machine. I'm short, so I don't need a long unit. But if you were 6 feet tall, I would not recommend buying one that's of the shorter stature. I would get one of the longer ones. Now, what I've seen online is that they all have different length dimensions. So I would say that's the piece that you're going to have to do your homework. Go online, look at the different lengths, maybe even compare commercial length to the different sort of home units and see which one might work for you best. I think this one, if you were 6 feet tall, it would just be a little bit too short. If you're a beginner, that's not really going to matter, but if you're an intermediate or advanced practitioner, you would definitely feel the difference on that. Also, the foot bar. This is a little bit different than the foot bars at the studios, meaning it doesn't go straight up and down like I would be used to on a commercial unit. I don't know if that would bug you or not in regards to alignment principles. It might bother some people, but it's not a huge difference. Remember, this is just your fun home unit so you can get an extra workout. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the wheels. So remember, underneath the carriage, let me remove this band so that you can feel what I'm talking about. See how this bad boy moves? So take a listen. Those are your wheels if you hear it sliding back, sliding in. Sometimes the less expensive units start to make noise. You just need to make sure you take care of your wheels in regards to cleaning. I have a whole video on how to take care of your reformer, so you can look at that at another time if you buy your reformer. But the wheels start to make noise or the springs start to make noise and they drive you bananas. Just put that into consideration when you're looking at, say, you're deciding on a reformer and you're looking at the reviews. Kind of see if people are saying that the reformer is really loud. And if it's really loud and you could care less about that, then no big deal. Or you can put your music on really loud so that you don't have to hear that sort of stuff. So, you know, again, up to the consumer. All righty.
Last item.
Sturdiness. This is pretty sturdy for one of the lower end reformers. I was pleasantly surprised. Some of them are not sturdy and you can feel it. They wobble around, especially if you're doing stuff like the jump board. Make sure if you love jump board that your reformer comes with one of these. I like to do jump board because I really like cardio. In regards to sturdy factor, I would check the reviews and just make sure if people are using the jump board that it doesn't feel like their jump board's going to break in half, okay? Because that would be a bummer, right? This one feels pretty sturdy. The machine feels pretty sturdy. It's a little bit heavy, but it's nothing like the commercial units, which I would never want to lug around my house. So just something to put into consideration. So ideas for you to think about before making your purchase. Of course, if you have more questions or I forgot something, just send it to me in the comments. I will be happy to answer any questions that you might be thinking about before you make your purchase. Also, a lot of them you can return in 30 days too. So if you by accident make a mistake and you buy the wrong one and you're like, no, I don't like this, or it's too expensive, or it's not expensive enough, I want to go up or down, then check on the return policy because that's important, right? You want to be able to know that if this does not work out for you, that you can return it. I hope that helps a little bit in your decision making, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you.